Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of Talking Tuesdays. Hope you guys are all staying safe, sheltering from home, following your government guidelines for this pandemic. So sit back, grab a drink, and enjoy this episode. Alright, so I'm going to start my note with a little sporting thing going on.
Okay.
So what do you think is the biggest revenue that sporting event that, the world offers right now?
I want to say the NFL.
The Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Okay. So above the Super Bowl, one of the biggest events that I know right now is the World Cup. It generates over $1 billion in revenue, just the actual final, the game. Alright, so I'm going to quote ESPN on something that they brought up when speaking to the former FIFA president, Sepp Blatter. It says, the United States would be able or will be capable of hosting the 2022 World Cup amid fresh corruption claims against Qatar. So, I'm not sure if you already know about this, but the World Cup, again, it's a really big event, and countries, they fight for it, or they argue to have it or host it because it's going to bring a lot of revenue to them. People staying in hotels, people getting transportation, flights, restaurants, all these things. They attract so many people, and it's just really good for the economy in that country if you know how to manage it. Now, that being said, they try to have the World Cup hosted in different continents, every 4 years. So a little track back to, as far as I know, 2006 was Germany, 2010 was South Africa, 2014 was Brazil, 2018 was Russia, and that's the last one right now.
Yeah.
So there is a chance, to what the former president from FIFA has said, that it could be hosted in the US, because we have the stadiums and we have the capability and the technology, to take such a big magnitude event. Now, on the bad side of this, I wanted to bring it up to you. Why do you think they would move such a big event from one country to another not last minute, but at this point when it's been said?
Probably money. Maybe
money?
they're not able to create the stadiums that they need.
Okay, that's a very fair argument, or I believe. So the main issue that they claim, or that has come up, is that many things in this country could or are possibly being done with slave.
What country?
With Qatar.
Okay.
With slave labor. So that's a big blocker, especially with FIFA. Using in the US, that there's a huge push for women to be able to play soccer. There was another big push for women in the Middle East countries to actually be able to attend a soccer game. They were not allowed before, and they just support human rights and no racism and all this stuff. So the fact that hosting their biggest event in 4 years in a country that there's been news or claims that is using slave labor is like a huge blocker to them. And I don't know, I just wanted to get your opinion on what you think. Is it right for an organization to commit to something but then move, because certain beliefs, certain things that they think is wrong, or should this be treated separately from a sporting event, the cultural going around in that?
I think it's right that they move it if it goes against their beliefs. It's just, it's a lot of money that they're gonna spend,
Right.
and it's just the environment's not right for what the organization is, and something should not be held that if it's not right.
Yeah. So I think I share the same I guess mentality as you, where if you don't think something is right, you kind of have to step up to it. It sucks that they might have committed at the beginning, I'm not sure if there was, something wrong over the process. Maybe they're like, we're gonna host it there, but you gotta banish all these things. Maybe one side didn't, do what they say they would, and now we're seeing this possibility. But yeah, it's a tragic event that there's still slavery going on in this world, and I'm kind of glad that sporting organizations are fighting against it, and if this was to take place, it would be a really big statement for those countries.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good.
So that's all I had to say. Slave labor could cost a country the World Cup, and the U.S. could possibly, not saying they will, host and co-host 2 back-to-back World Cup events, and it's gonna help our economy quite a bit and entertainment. So yeah.
Cost another one their economy, but yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah. So that's all I had to say. I don't know what note did you bring to the table today?
So basically, I don't know if you guys know this, but or you.
Okay.
But there are little libraries around the country and the world probably. It's called the Little Free Libraries.
Okay.
So it's basically a nonprofit started by in Hudson when Todd Bull, he built the first one out of lumber and he put them down his driveway.
Wait, can I get a time out? Okay, it was started at Hudson or by Hudson?
In Hudson.
In Hudson. And then what was the name of the gentleman?
Todd Bull.
Todd Bull. Okay, cool. Sorry.
Yeah. So yeah, he built it, put it on his driveway, and basically the purpose of this little tiny library is you take a book. So there's books in the little library. It's a little box.
Okay.
And you leave a book. So you take something, you leave something.
You take one, you give one.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
So there is about 100,000 already in the world.
100,000 libraries?
Yeah, the
little hubs. Oh, wow.
So I know there's one in El Paso at UTEP, which is a university there, in the education building.
Inside of there, like right outside?
As soon as you walk into education, at least it was there when I was still there.
Okay.
The first floor, there's a little tiny library there.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so this was basically built, to share books between people, and no need to buy a book, but you just, make sure you keep the exchange going and keep the library full.
I think it's so I'm a big fan of sharing and not necessarily buying per minute. Most of the time you need something, and even like a power tool or something, and you buy it, and you're not gonna only use it for that one time, and it's just occupying space and whatnot. So being able to just have a book, read it, enjoy it, especially if it's not like a resource that you need, like it's just for a fiction book that you might want to, or a comic book.
Yeah.
Once you're done, and
you put it back.
And let somebody else have it in. I think it's great. I hope it's working. I hope people are not being jerks.
For years.
Really?
Yeah. So.
Do you have a date of when this started?
I would have.
Or how long this has been going on for?
So I know the nonprofit was founded in 2012.
Okay. So
there's 100 and it's probably going on before that, but it's been funded since then.
At least for 8 years, we know. As you can track back 8 years from now.
So it's been going good. There's this one lady that she would leave books, right?
Right.
But she also started leaving plants. Okay, so she would leave little pots, so like lilies, and people started making that exchange of taking a little pot. They would leave another pot of plants.
So she, not that she took advantage, but aside from making it a little book library, she also made it a little garden exchange going on as well. Okay, that's cool.
So that would work, and then now with the pandemic going on, she started leaving toilet paper, germ eggs, stuff like that, little essentials.
Yeah, that's very useful.
And then things run out, so she was only limited to put a certain amount, but now things are starting to stock up, and she's starting to make a little pantry. So she's calling it like the Little Free Pantry.
Okay.
So she's leaving food, essentials that people might need.
Right.
And I like what she's doing because a lot of people have sometimes shame, and they need something and they don't know how to ask. So I see this as kind of a nice way. I know people don't like things to be handed down to them just like that. So if they're able to go take something and they leave something else in return, I think that feels good as a person. And if it's not, it's there to take. The lady is like leaving it there if you need it. Take it. And she likes that a lot of people are not just really just being selfish and taking advantage of it.
Okay.
She notices that they're taking it as they need it.
Okay.
She put it out and it wasn't gone like the first day, like people were.
They're being responsible about it. Yeah. I mean, helping out during a tragic event is always easier to get through it rather than going through it with so many, I guess, conflicts between humans as well. And you see this when, there's tragic events, especially these generations. People come together. I mean, like, I don't know, when there's hurricanes, when there is earthquakes and stuff like that, you see people come together. So sometimes, at least in this case, when you don't know how to help because you don't want to be spreading this virus, I think that's, a very good way. I would add to that, I'm not sure they're doing it, but if you do use this little library or this free pantry, aside from being responsible and curious, try to clean it when you get home, clean it when you're taking it there, just to
precaution,
to stop the spread. But props to her, props to the man that started this. I think it's great.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. If you guys know of any little libraries around you, or you just want to start a little pantry outside your house, go for it. You're always adding a little bit of gratitude to the community, and there's a lot of people that need it right now, even though you might not know any. People are struggling. They don't have money or food. So if you could add a little bit of smiles around, that's just great.
Also, adding to your note, there's no shame in taking when you need it.
Legally, right?
Legally, correct it. Taking something that is offered to you when you need it.
No shame.
No shame. If you can give back, great. If not, we all go through our struggles. So just be grateful and try to give back as much as you can whenever you can.
Yeah, and I know there's a lot of people that are willing to give right now. I've seen a lot of people post on Facebook that, if your kids are hungry and you don't have how to feed them, I'll help you out.
If you need Wi-Fi to get into Zoom to get to your lesson.
Take advantage of those people that are offering their hand. They're offering it, so don't feel guilty to take it, or else they wouldn't offer it,
Speaking of that, I think you wanted to do something. I'm sure you want to share it right now about that class 101 that you wanted to give out.
Yeah, so I know a lot of people right now, especially I think parents, they have kids at home and they're having to use all these new technologies, and I know a lot of people, they see a computer and they freak out, and I don't blame you. It's a totally new world that you might have never taken a chance to look at. So I will be doing a little basics 101 of computers. So I'll be showing you literally from turning on your computer and on, showing you little lessons so you learn the basics, and you're able to at least move the mouse, make a Word document. And you'll be able to, become more familiar. And if you ever need to help someone, or you yourself need it for school, just stay tuned. I will be releasing videos this week, and I'll be posting more on Instagram of the exact date.
So just be on the lookout for that one. I'll try to help out as much as I can, but I think it's really nice what you're trying to do here. We'll try to do it from this side of the camera, but if you guys can share it or know someone needs it, please do. And if you can communicate back those people, what they want or what they also need, any basics, feel free to reach out and we'll try to address it in some sort of episode or something.
If you want to comment on below, just leave us comments about that. If I don't know, sometimes people feel ashamed. There's no shame, honestly, but if you want to leave comment, send us a direct message on Instagram, stuff you would really like to see, just let me know, and don't feel ashamed.
So with that being said, I think we're ready to close it off. So if you want to send those DMs, follow us at maroon_productions_official. If you like the video, click the like button. If you want to see more of these episodes, subscribe.
And hit the little, I think there's a little bell.
To get those notifications. It's going to help out a lot. And that's it. Oh, leave your comments aside from that. That's it for me.
Yep.
I'll see you guys in the next video.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Have a good one.
Bye.